Good morning, dear students. It's Hamidi here. Hope all of you are feeling safe and healthy. Today we are going to start about the introduction to business under the online classes. Dear students, as long as we discuss about the introduction to business in our regular classes, we have covered lots of topics about the introduction to business subjects. Today we are going to continue with the remaining portion of the course policy which has been given to you by the department. Yeah, today we are in the portion of the remaining of the course policy is the advantages and disadvantages of the companies. Basically, we define the company as that it is a voluntary association of the investors who come together and invest money for the purpose of earning profit under the common seal. So today we will be discussing the advantages. Advantages means that فواید company چی چیزایی شده میتونه. چرا سرمایه گذارا در کمپانی ها چیز میکنن سرمایه گذاری میکنن rather than sole proprietors as well as the partnerships. The first advantages is that greater permanency. یعنی یکی از فواید اولش این میباشند که کمپانی چی داشته میباشند کمپانی یک مالکیت یا یک شرکتی میباشند که بر همیش چی میباشند موجود میباشند permanent میباشند rather than temporary ای تا وقتی که کمپانی لایف کمپانی اگر بر 10 سال باشه یا بر 20 سال باشه بعد کمپانی موجودیت خود را چیز میکنن به اثبات میرسونن یعنی موجود میباشند هیچ تغییرات در کمپانی نمیان. For example, if there is new shareholders are coming to the company or some of the shareholder of the companies are leaving the company will be moving as per their own policies and procedures. There is no shortage or there is no options to stop the companies. The company will be running. This is the first advantages. If you focus on the sole proprietorships and partnerships, if some of the investors are leaving the organizations or the company, that the company may not be able to run as per the life of the company. The company will be going for the shutdown or due to the other factors. The company will stop working or operating with that particular place. The second advantage is that limited liabilities. Limited یعنی company در مقابل قرضه یا قرضه گرفتن یا قرضه دهی چی می باشند لیمیت می باشند یعنی قرضه ای که به هر اندازه که کمپانی خواسته باشد قرضه را گرفته نمیتونن و یا به هر اندازه که خواسته باشند بر مردم و یا بر کسی قرضه داده نمیتونن. So there are some limits whereas under the partnerships and sole proprietorships there was no limits, it was under the unlimited liabilities. And the another aspects of the or advantages of the companies under the limited liabilities is that اموال و دارایی شخصی از سرمایه گذارا به چوکاٹ کمپانی چی میباشند در امان میباشند یعنی قرضدار یا کسایی که قرضه را به کمپانی مهیا کرده اگر کمپانی به تاوان یا به نقص میرود اموال و جایداد شخصیشان چی میباشند در امان میباشند هیچ قرضداری حق گرفتن اموال شخصیشان را داشته نمیباشند یعنی اونا ضرر نمیکنند اموال و جایداد شخصیشان به جا میمانند صرف همون مقدار پیسی را که در کمپانی اینوست کرده اونو چیز میشن اگر فایده بود برش فایده میه و اگر تاوان بود برش میه برش تاوان میه. The third advantages is that easy to transfer ownerships. As we say that each and every shareholder of the company is considered as the owner of the company, and then he or she can just sell or buy the shares of the company within the market. یعنی به این که اگر یک سرمایه‌گذار در کمپانی سرمایه گذاری داشته باشد او در حقیقت مالک یک کمپانی است مالک یک کمپانی میتونن که همون مقدار سرمایه گذاری که در کمپانی داشته باشد بتونن در مارکت او را چیز کنن او را بفروشد و یا از کدام شیرهولدر دیگه را چیز کنن بخرن. Whereas under the partnership and sole proprietorships we do not have such kind of the advantages. That's why the people are going to focus on the companies and invest some of the capitals within the companies. بازی مانا که اگر یک سرمایه گذار بخواهند که پیسه یا سرمایه مقدار پیسه را که در کمپانی سرمایه گذاری کرده باشه یا کده او را بخواهند که پس پیسه خود بگیرن یگانه راهش است که او میتونن باز در مارکت بروند و مو سهمیه خود را چیز کنن با وقت و زمان و شرایط چیز کنن او را بفروشن. So the way of transferring ownerships of the company is depends on the time and situations. there are some rate of shares within the companies. For example, if I invested 1 lakh rupees within a company by the name of XYZ, and after 2 years I want to just transfer my ownership to some other parties, it depends on the rate of the shares of the company. Sometimes the rate of the shares of the company is going to be high, and sometimes the rate of the shares within the company of a company could be low. And the number fourth advantages of the company is that attraction of huge capital. So the students, under the frame of the partnerships and the sole proprietorships, there will be small amount of the capital to be collected from the partners or other parties. But under the companies, there is a huge amount of the capital is going to be collected. Attractions is mean that the way of collecting or the way of inviting investors. یکی از خوبایی کمپانی دیگه ای می باشد که میتونن که پیسه بسیار گزاف یا کلان را چیز کنن، جمع آوری کنن یا توجهی از سرمایه گذارای بسیار زیاد کلان را به طرف خود چیز کنن، جمع کنن. So if you have an example of the companies, go for the Apple, Samsung and other companies, they their capital of the company may be around millions of the rupees, which could not be possible under the partnership or sole proprietorships. Yes, for the Gish version, and the next one is management functions. Since we discussed the advantages of the companies from first to four, the another advantages is that the process or the way of managing resources within the companies are totally different from the partnership and the sole proprietorships. The management hierarchy within the partnerships and sole proprietorship is very small, but in the companies there are broad area of functions within the companies, different departments, top level, low level, middle level. There is a very wide area of doing work within the companies. یعنی که از فوایدش می باشد که یک مدیریت بسیار چی داشتن، وسیع و فراخی دارن، دیپارتمنت های مختلفی دارن، یک structure بسیار وسیع و فراخ داشته می باشد. And the last advantage is that benefits to the large scale of productions. یعنی میتونن که برای دیگری از کمپانی ها و دیگری از شرکت های تولیدی هم چیز کنن، کمک کنن. Obviously, the high growth of the companies within the countries always shows that the other small or middle level scales of organizations or large scales of the organizations could be also benefited. And also that the companies always give benefits to the large scales of productions. یعنی به اندازه بسیار گذافی را تولیدات را که ما شما امروز بسط کشور میبینیم یا بسط دنیا میبینیم، یکی از فواید چی میباشن؟ با فواید کمپانی میباشن. As I have already explained to you one by one, so you can just have a look on that slides and just read it out. For an example, I will be just reading these slides. Greater permanency. The life of the joint stock companies compared to the partnership is very stable. Exactly as I said, that it is stable and permanent rather than partnership and sole proprietorships. If the business remains well managed, it can live on indefinitely. As I said, that it depends on the life of the company. If the company is for 20 years, if anything's happened to the company, but the company will be running as per the policies and procedures, there would be no changes toward the companies. This is the advantages of the company. The life of the company is not affected by the date, disability or disagreement of the shareholder. अगर the company کدام واقعات یا حادثات رخ میشه، کدام شیرهولدر میره، کدام شیرهولدر میایه، یا کدام شیرهولدر میمورد و یا کدام شیرهولدر همراه ما از این به بعد ادامه نمیتن. از این معنی نیست که کمپانی چی شود، بسته شود یا شتان شود. But company is always running as per the policies and procedures with respect to the life of the company. The shareholder can go, but the life of the company does not affect it. It exists like an artificial persons. So under the limited liabilities, you can just read it out the slides along with the explanations, and then easy to transfer the ownerships, as I said before. attraction of huge capitals. The way of collecting, large amount of the capital is always one of the advantages of the company. Management, if you focus on the way of managing resources within the company, is very wide rather than sole proprietorship is another or form of the business organizations. And then we say that benefits to the large scales of productions, they're always producing very large amount of the goods to the society or to the community, and it can be related to the marketing economy, financial economy, and risk bearing economy. Obviously companies always help the economy of the countries to develop. Apart from the advantages, let's discuss some of the disadvantages of the companies. نواقص یک company چیزایی شده میتواند. So here we do have five disadvantages respectively. The first one is complicated business. Second one is double taxation. So the third one is separation of ownership from the control, and then promotion of the fraud, and the last one is some of the workers gets insufficiency. As long as I said, dear students, there is nothing in the world or within the society that has only advantages. Each and everything has advantages as well as the disadvantages. So, respectively, company is not something that we could say always have advantages. No, some of the companies also have some disadvantages. The first one is complicated business. خود کمپانی در حقیقت یک نقش است که یک بیزنسی یا یک فعالیتی چی می باشن پیچیده می باشن with respect to today globalizations and other dynamic changes which are happening toward the business. So that's why we could consider one of the disadvantages of the company as a complicated. یک فعالیت پیچیده است یا کار آسانی نیست، مغلق می باشند. Today we do have lots of competition within the market. رقابت های مارکت هم باعث شده که چیز کنن بر کمپانیا یک فعالیت پیچیده باشد، یک کار آسان شده نمیتونن. The second is double taxation. یکی از نقص دیگه کمپانی است که اینا چیز میکنن double taxation میتونن، یعنی یک بار وسط total capital invested، یعنی با مو مقدار پیسه را که اینا چیز میکنن total investment میشه the company پر دولت چیز میکنن tax میتونن. The another one is as per the shareholders, based on the shareholder individually they are paying some taxes to the government. The next one was separation of ownership from the control. یکی از نقص دیگه است که مثلا مالکیت کمپانی همراه با منیجمنتش چی می باشن تفاوت دارن، یعنی شیر هولدر هیچ نوع مداخله را در داخل منیجمنتشان داشته نمی باشن. The company actually has two parts. One is ownership of the company and another is management part of the companies. Whereas under the sole proprietorships and partnerships, both could be considered as a one. So the partner can take a part in the management also, and the owner of the organization can also do some of or perform some of the management within the organizations. خب نقص چی است که میگه اینا دو بخش دارن، بخش اونرشیپ جدا می باشن و بخش منیجمنت چی می باشن جدا می باشن. It means that the shareholder does not have control over the management hierarchy or the management process. Number four is promotion of fraud. fraud بزی مانا که ما میگیم که نقاط منفی در چوکات بیزنس رخ میدن، مثلا صداقت نیست، دروغگویی است و غیره چیزایی را که در چوکات بیزنس ما شما میبینیم، یه همی که از نواقص چی میباشن یا نقاط منفی کمپانی میباشن. And the last one is some of the workers get insufficient. بعضی از کارمندا به اساس تبعیض یا دیسکریمینیشن که داخل کمپانی روان هستند، همون چیزی که باید برشان برسن همون چیز برشان رسیده نمیشن که یکی از نواقص کمپانی میباشن. So let's just go for the first one, complicated business. Let me read it out the slide. The joint company is complicated business than sole proprietorship, sole proprietors as well as the partnerships. They are mainly legal formalities. It's mean that as compared to the sole proprietorships as well as the partnerships, the company is little bit complicated. Complicated in a sense means that peachidas. Each and every task of the company should be filterized under the constitution of the country. companies, whereas under the partnerships and sole proprietorships, little bit not considerable. The چوکاٹ کمپانی قوانین و آرتیکل های قانون یک منطقه زیاد مطرح می باشند، اونجا زیاد زیر بحث هستند، اونجا زیاد چیز می باشند، فوکس می کنند که باید کمپانی هیچ کدام کاری را به نام غیر قانون یا غیر قانونی چیز کنند انجام ندن. کل کارهایشان با اساس قانون می باشند و یک ذره چی می باشند پیچیده است in the term of management, in term of doing work within the organizations, in other aspects of the companies. And the second one is double taxation. The joint stock company is subjected to double taxation. It pays tax on the earning to the government, and another tax is paid by the shareholder on the dividend to the government. So as I said that before, that the first task, the first tax of the companies which is going to be paid by the government is on the total amount invested. And the second task, the tax is going to be paid by the government to the government by the shareholders on their dividend. We will discuss in our next chapters inshallah. Dividend is that particular amount of the profit which is earned by the shareholder. یعنی مقدار مشخص فایده را که shareholder as company میگیره maybe annual base or maybe quarter base or maybe monthly base. Based on that, the shareholder must pay tax to the government. Assume that for example company هست که مثلا ما میگیم که 1,000,000 سرمایه گذاری دارن، در سر از 1,000,000 سرمایه گذاری باید سالانه بر دولت چی بدن؟ تکس بدن یا مالیه بدن. و یک تکس دیگه ای است که اگر در آخر سال از این 1,000,000 سرمایه گذاری که شده جاکات کمپانی هر شیر هولدر 50,000 فایده میگیرن، باز همی هر شیر هولدر باید سر از این 50,000 دیگه دوباره بر دولت چیز بدن؟ تکس بدن. That's why it is considered as the disadvantage. در چوکات پارتنرشیپ و سوپرپشیپ که هست یک بار سرمایه گذار یا مالک کمپانی یا شرکت و یا بنیاد چیز میکنن یک بار دولت تکس میتن و خلاص. ولی در چوکات کمپانی یک بار تکس ما سر یک پیسه عمومی که جمع آوری شده تکس باید به دولت بدیم و یک بار هم دیگه excuse me یک بار دیگه هم باید هر شیرولدر با مؤسسات سهمیه فایده ای که خب میگیره سر از او باید چیز کنن به دولت تکس بدن. And the third one is separation of ownership from the management. The ownership is different from the management who control the company. مالکیت کمپانی نظر به بخش منیجمنتش متفاوت است، یعنی هیچ شیرهولدر داخل یک کمپانی در عرصه کنترل چیز میکنن دخیل نمی باشن، هیچ سرشان سر کار ندارن. بخش مدیریتش یک کارمندا پیش میبرن و بخش مالکیتش که هست یا به نام بورد آف دی کمپانی که میگه او را شیرهولدرها پیش میبرن. And the fourth one is that the promotion of fraud. There is greater possibility of fraud in the joint stock companies that sold the proprietorships and partnership business. If the management is not honest, they can show wrong information to the shareholder about the profit. دی بخش فراد که هست یعنی کمپنی در کمپنی یگان صداقت و دروغ و چل و فریب و هیچ زیاد می باشن. زیادتر وقت چیز بخش منیجمنتش اگر انفورمیشنی کرکت یا درست داره به شیرهولدرها چیز میکنن نمیرسانن یا نمیدهن. مثلا اگر مثلا فایده یک کمپانی مشخصا چقدر باشه باید منیجمنت مو مشخصا فایده شانه برای شیرهولدرها انفورمیشن شیر نمیکنن، فراد می باشن، دروغ و فریب در چوکات کمپانی ها یکی از نواقص کمپانی ها چی میشن دانسته یا شمرده میشن. And the last disadvantages is some workers get insufficient because large number of the workers some workers gets lazy and inconsistent which damage the overall performance of the companies. در داخل کمپانی ها بعضی از کارمندا یا کارکنایی که داخل کمپانی کار میکنن با مو نارم یا با مو اصول نامه ایره که باید اینا کار کنن کار نمیکنن و بعضی از کسایی که در کارمندایی که کار میکنن اونا با مو سطح کاریشان چیز میکنن برشان پیمنت نمیشن و یا هم کانسیدر نمیشن. خب یکی از کمپانی ها را ما میگیم که از این خاطر نقصش می باشد که هم کارمند یا هم کسایی که داخل کار کمپانی کار میکنن یا خوب صحیح کار نمیکنن. اگر خوب صحیح کار نمیکنن باز برشان معاشای خوب میدن، و یا اگر کسی که خوب کار میکنن برشان معاشاتی یا پیسه کمی را مد نظر میگیرن. So these five are considered as the disadvantages of the companies. Thank you so much from your kind attentions. Dear students, I was not feeling well, so that's why I've given the reference videos from the YouTube, so you can follow that one as well as the today videos which has been made by me. God bless you. Take care. Thank you so much.